you expected the game that he had because of what was at stake. How so?
Well, look, he hears everything. That's one thing about Bron. He's very aware, and especially after last season, his hashtag this year has been washed king. Like, everyone is counting him out. And so Luka Doncic is the next person that's being crowned. It's been Giannis, it's been Luka. So these opportunities he looks forward to. He looks forward to these things on the calendar going against a guy and really is establishing his dominance still.
So if I said he bullied him physically and mentally, is that fair?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think Luka still has so much more to go in his career, but this was an opportunity for LeBron to still show that he is one of the top players in the league.
All right, well, here's some numbers right here, head-to-head numbers. It's not really a fair comparison. I mean,
yes.
You've got one of the greatest ever against a kid who they're saying in his second year could be one of the greatest ever. That's a lot of weight for the kid to carry. Did Dallas let its emotions with the officials overwhelm it while the Lakers were overwhelming them?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that this game pointed out some flaws, right? You see that, look, LeBron's game has gone to another level when they added Anthony Davis. Luka's game, I believe, went to another level when they added Kristaps Porzingis. That means that they need Porzingis healthy. Like, that makes everything that much easier. There was a lot of standing around. There was a lot of watching. And look, Luka's still going to get his numbers. He's still going to be a great player. You saw what he finished with. But at the end of the day, he needs Porzingis on that floor because it just adds the spacing and it just makes his game that much more impressive.
Doncic can't have an off night if Porzingis is not playing.
Fair.
All right, Kyle Kuzma gets the start for Anthony Davis. Is he the right fit that's just not being used right?
Well, my thing about
Or do you have a good game and it's not just not
he
a
did,
good
but
fit?
you know what it did? He had a great first half. He had, 19 points in the first half, and he scored some points in the second half, but it was not nearly as impactful. And so that's kind of a microcosm of his season, where one game he'll play well, another game he'll struggle. This game he had a great first half, didn't really do nearly as much in the second half. They're just looking for consistency, and that's very tough. He's a third-year player that's on a championship team, and they're asking for consistency. That's something that's very difficult, but I do believe that he is that X factor. He's the one guy, and with Anthony Davis out, they play a faster game. There's a lot more of a pace, rightfully so, and they should slow it down with Anthony Davis, but Kyle Kuzma benefited from that, and he just has to learn how to get his system in. One more thing I'll say about Kuzma is that he missed the first 15 games of the season. Then he starts the season with a new coach, new players. There's a lot more that Kyle Kuzma is having to deal with than just playing this season.
All right, they were thinner, they were smaller, but they were faster with Kuzma, not Anthony Davis.
Yes.
Why didn't Dallas adjust?
Well, and that's what's so funny. Like, we talked about that on Countdown heading into this game, that the Lakers were going to be playing faster. If we know that, you knew Dallas knew that. Dallas knew that they were going to play with a much greater pace. They just didn't have the defensive presence that they needed. Porzingis does a lot of things, but what he also does is he protects that paint. He does a lot of things for them defensively. So they just didn't have enough firepower tonight. LeBron James had a great night. Kuzma had a great first half. That was really the difference. That first half gave them that lead, Kuzma being a big part of that, and what it did is they just kind of flowed with that in the second half.
We'll talk about Oregon, Arizona off.
Don't.
James and the Lakers punched him in the face in the first quarter. Dallas never recovered. Richard Jefferson.
This guy, don't talk about Arizona right now. College basketball still a thing.
Next stop, right across the street, Warriors at Staples Center to take on the Clippers. Paul George out with a hamstring. The Clippers' first time hosting the Warriors with a losing record since 2012. Here's Doc Rivers on that.
You know, I've been in the league a long time, and I'm more used to them being like this. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, Doc's got jokes. No D'Angelo Russell for the Warriors, who are trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Omari Spellman says, hey, laugh at that. Look at Spellman throwing it down. He has 14 points last check, 27 apiece. Kawhi Leonard answers with a strong move. 26 for Leonard at last check. Clippers with a 2-point lead. Later in the second, Warriors up by 3. Spellman. Warriors take the lead into the half, 53-48. 7 minutes left in the third. Clippers trailing by 5. Montrezl Harrell to Leonard. Clippers cut the deficit to 3, but next possession, Draymond Green open for 3 and banging that. Glenn Robinson the third with 17, and it's the Warriors by 3 right now. Full highlights when they're done. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks in Sacramento taking on the Kings. Last time they met, it was 141-140. Milwaukee won in overtime. You see the Bucks, best record in the NBA, working on their best 40-game start in franchise history. Giannis knocking down the 3. The Bucks up 1, but it wasn't really Antetokounmpo in this game. It was more Eric Bledsoe and Chris Middleton. Bledsoe 17 at the half. He had 24 for the game. Middleton puts the Bucks up 18. He had 27. Under a minute. Kings on the 12-2 run, down 8. Trevor Ariza. Kings going to the half, down 9 though. Third quarter, it's 63 apiece. Middleton. He's going to handle things himself. In transition, puts the Bucks back up 2. Later in the quarter, Bucks up 1. Middleton. I mean, he led the way for Milwaukee. Hit the free throw to put them up 4. And then Antetokounmpo helped them finish it. 13 points and 10 boards for him. And in what has become a bit of a custom for him, he gives his shoes to a fan. Bucks win at 127. And Verrett, let's get started in Dallas. Lakers there to take on the Mavericks, but one player who made the trip with L.A. didn't suit up for the game.
Yeah, Anthony Davis was injured, so Kyle Kuzma got his second start of the night, and he put on quite a show. If they're shopping Kyle Kuzma, he presented himself well, to stick around in Dallas.
I guess it was fair, though. Dallas didn't have Kristaps Porzingis again, so they were missing a key big man.
Well, yeah, and they talk about that the Lakers need another 3 guy. It looked like Dallas needed another 2 guy tonight with no Porzingis. LeBron James with George Sedano. How about we start the show with that, huh?
We're here with LeBron James. LeBron, 35 for you tonight in attack mode early without AD out there. What was your mindset tonight?
Just be aggressive. Try to set the tone for our offense and defense. You know, it's a big loss for us, to start the game without having AD. And nobody can make up for what he do, both offensively and defensively. So we all had to pick up our individual games, and it's a good whirlwind for us.
Kuz had 24 and 6 in AD's absence. How do you feel he fared tonight? What was the best part of his game?
His patience. Got his shot going early. Continue to be patient. He's still such a young player, but he's continued to learn and getting better and better with every minute, every second that he's out on the floor. So we needed that boost from him with AD out.
LeBron, in your illustrious career, we're at kind of the milestone level now. Last time we spoke, you were 9th on the assist list. Tonight, you passed Michael Jordan, 4th on the field goals made list. What does that stuff mean to you right now?
Anytime you're in a marathon and you're able to, have, feats throughout that marathon, I think it's just pretty cool to be linked with the greats. You said the name Michael Jordan, and, it means so much to me anytime I'm linked with his name, with his greatness and what he was able to do for the game. So, hopefully I'll continue to make him and all the other greats proud anytime I'm linked with them, and hopefully I'll continue to make my family and my fans proud as well.
And speaking of greats, a young great, this is the last opportunity you'll get to play Luka Doncic, at least in the regular season. What is it like to compete against him in these 4 opportunities this season?
I think he's a great young talent, like you just said. The kid's been playing professional basketball for a long time, so he's been playing against men, and he shows it. He shows it in just his early career in the NBA. His skill set, his ability to pass, score, rebound, and just be cerebral out on the floor with him handling the ball so much for this franchise is pretty cool, and he's well above his age. So Dallas definitely has a great one, and best of luck to him to the rest of the season and going forward.
LeBron, I know you were a little under the weather, so get better. Congratulations and thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, it's 5 players on the floor functioning as one single unit. Team. No one more important than the other. But for this highlight, we're going to talk about the 2 most important players out there, LeBron James and Luka Doncic. And James, powerful early. This is first quarter stuff as the Lakers jumped all over the Mavericks. James guarding Doncic on the other end. Luka, 3 turnovers in the first quarter. James finds Avery Bradley open for 3. The first quarter, if it was a fight, it was all James. He was 4 of 5 with 9 points. Doncic 1 of 5. Now that was a shot right there. Tuck to the hand. Blow it. It's on fire right there. Doncic hits that, and then he hits the 3 right there, and again blows on the hand. He was 1 for 3 from the first half from the 3. James driving. Defense collapses. That leaves Jared Dudley open. The corner 3 is the best 3 to shoot. He drills it. Lakers 8 of 18 from 3 in the first half. Mavs 5 of 21. Rick Carlisle needed a hug when this was all over with. James 19, 6 and 9. Doncic 14 but 3 of 8 shooting, and he missed 4 of 5 free throws. That's why he tore the jersey. Frustrated his free throw shooting. That's an 80% free throw shooter. James spinning, grinning, winning, passes Michael Jordan for 4th all time in total buckets with that bucket. Doncic drives by Danny Green and the foul right there. Doncic drives by Dudley and scores again right there. James, 25 points, 7 assists, 13 boards through 3. Doncic, 21-10, 6 assists through 3. Mavs within 10 at the end of the third after being down 100 earlier. Fourth quarter, James. I'm a steamroller, baby, gonna roll all over you. James, first career game with 35 points and 15 rebounds. You just watched it. You saw how Dallas got dominated on its home court by the Lakers after a big first quarter, 45-27 after one, and that was all she wrote. Richard Jefferson is here. And Richard, you know LeBron James. You expected the game that he had because of what was at stake. How so?
Well, look, he hears everything. That's one thing about Bron. He's very aware. And especially after last season, his hashtag this year has been washed king. Like, everyone is counting him out. And so Luka Doncic is the next person that's being crowned. It's been Giannis. It's been Luka. So these opportunities he looks forward to. He looks forward to these things on the calendar going against a guy and really is establishing his dominance still.
So if I said he bullied him physically and mentally, is that fair?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think Luka still has so much more to go in his career, but this was an opportunity for LeBron to still show that he is one of the top players in the league.
All right, well, here's some numbers right here, head-to-head numbers. It's not really a fair comparison. I mean,
yes.
You've got one of the greatest ever against a kid who they're saying in his second year could be one of the greatest ever. That's a lot of weight for the kid to carry. Did Dallas let its emotions with the officials overwhelm it while the Lakers were overwhelming them?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that this game pointed out some flaws, right? You see that, look, LeBron's game has gone to another level when they added Anthony Davis. Luka's game, I believe,